Alex, what grip are you using?
So grip-wise, I tend to left hand close to the top and then just at the bottom of the grip. I tend to point the fingers, but others don't. But you kind of want it shoulder width apart. A lot of the power comes through the body, so don't try and flick too much with your right hand because you won't get power. A lot of it's in the shoulders with a sharp fling at the end. So it's got to be the whole body going through. It can't be just your wrists because you won't get the power. And then what you can do is you get better, you'll start to deceive the goalkeepers with where your body position is and kind of where you're putting the weight and where you're putting the ball.
Is that grip different from your normal hockey grip?
It tends to be very similar, to be honest. I tend to play pretty much around here. I use the end of the grip as a mark. I always kind of know that's where my space is. You don't want to get too low as a flicker, otherwise you lose your power. Too high, you struggle with your direction. So it's really just getting to the point where you're fairly comfortable. It'd be the same if you were flicking overhead, same if you were doing penalty flicks. The drag flick's a pretty straight position. You have a look on other YouTube videos, you'll get people that get low, put it in the hook and flick. Everyone's got a slight variation at the end of the day, but you want to get the fundamental basics right and then start playing around with what works with you. But I tend to start with a pretty standard grip and a fairly standard flicking style. It works for me. Others are a bit more unique, a bit more round, some are straighter, some are through the hook. But really it's start with the basics and then really build upon that. But if you can get your footwork right and you pick up and you release, just focus on that, then it's just muscle memory. It's repeating and repeating and repeating. Do 20, 30, 40, 50 flicks at a time and you'll slowly start to improve. Don't try and go high early. Just focus on getting the power onto the backboard, getting the technique, and then you can start play around once you've got the basics.
What part of the stick are you making contact with the ball?
So with regards to the stick, I'll get the ball if you give me 2 seconds. So as a flicker, I think it's pretty important to get your pick up fairly right. I tend to pick up towards the end of the stick with the ball rolling up and then releasing. A lot of young flickers try and pick up the middle and release off, but you only get power going one way and you've got a finite amount of time before you have to release that flick, and you'll tend to get a lot of ball rolls off the end. So what I want to do is, because I'm fairly upright, I'm picking up, it's going down, and then it's releasing, and that gives me the time to get an extra meter and a half in.
And what sort of angle do you have the stick on to do that?
So again, most sticks have got a bit of a curve in. I try and come and get the pick up pretty much like that. So as I said, it'll roll up a little bit and then come down and then get released. So it's not too low and it's not too high. It's about the 45 and just going through, and the natural curve of the stick will make it roll up and then release. And because you're at that angle, you then have the ability to go bottom corner, bottom left corner, top left, top right, because it's all the same position. You're just adjusting your wrists toward the end of the flick.
Perfect. Thanks, Alex. Appreciate your time.
No problem. We'll try and do one more, and hopefully this is a little bit more successful.
Let's put it in the roof, eh?
Put it in the roof. All right, we'll try. Oh, there you go. Just missed.
Close.
We tried our best.